Hello everyone, I'm Andrew Can, and if I can, you can too. I am here with Owen Video here at Social Media Marketing World 2018, and I wanted to talk to Owen because I have a speaking engagement coming up soon, and Owen is a really good speaker, and he's someone I look up to in the speaking world. So I have a few questions for you, Owen. Are you prepared?
I good speaker.
I promise, folks, he is. Fantastic, man. So my first question is, what was your first speaking engagement, and honestly, how did you think it went?
Okay, my first speaking engagement went fantastic, and here's why. I was too dumb to know any better. So I had been producing video on YouTube for about a year and a half, and my content was largely around business development. And for those of you guys that know my channel, you'll know that my early stuff is like web design, then I go into email marketing, and now I focus primarily on video and live video strategies. But you know, these people, hey, come and, I got a call randomly out of the blue that said, come and speak at our event. It was for a group of professional speakers in Virginia. And so number one rule is fake it till you make it. I didn't know what to say. So I pretended like this happens all the time. It's like, oh yeah, well, yeah, that sounds good. We'll talk about it and we'll get back to you and that sort of thing. So getting all the details up front was very helpful, and then coming back to say yes as opposed to just like saying yes right there. That gave me some time to figure out how to approach it. What I did in preparation for that is I asked myself, if I were them, what would I want to know? What could I walk away with? And this is key for anybody that wants to speak. You've got to say, look, what do I want the audience to walk away knowing, feeling, doing? Okay? And then those become your primary motivators. Now, not necessarily all three, but it's one of those three. So I want the audience to walk away knowing how to upload video, right? Or I want the audience to know, and this is actually more similar to my speaking engagements now, because they're shorter now, which is what you want, by the way. 3-hour sessions. I mean, that's a workshop, you know, is I want the audience to leave knowing that there's a way to do this. Right? Where we can say, hey, there is a way to do this, and I can show you the outline of it, but we're not going to dig into the nuts and bolts of it today, right? You want to give your audience enough information that they can absorb it and feel good and go, oh, I'm so glad I came here today. But not so much that they never need to hire you again, they never need to call you again, or they feel like you've maxed out all your benefit. You've got to present yourself like a treasure chest, right? Where you're like, I'm going to show you guys a little gold coin. And if you want more, I'm available, you know, for $600 an hour, whatever it is.
And that's fantastic advice. You gave me a lot of things to think about, and that's honestly some of the things I didn't think about going into this. So that's incredibly valuable. So my question would be, to continue on, you know, what you're talking about, what would you say is one of your most strong points value-wise, and how did you get there?
In terms of in a speaking engagement?
Yes.
So I want to ask me that question again in a different way so I understand it.
So you said it's important to know and be a treasure chest that's always open, that people want to hire you back.
Yes.
So how did you find out what your value was as a speaker? How did you discover that?
Okay, so a lot of times they tell you coming in, right? We want you to speak on this topic because we saw a video of you or we heard a thing from you and we know that you're good at this. So you know you're going to go in on that tactical level to talk about, pygmies in the Caribbean, right? That's your topic, right? But your whole expertise might be anthropology. So you have to sort of get them in on pygmies in the Caribbean and then lead them back towards this broader. Now, look, guys, if you want to know more about pygmies in the Caribbean, but also in Africa and also all these different people groups, you need my whole anthropology course. And that is available on the website. You can check that out anytime you want. Right? And this just is subtle hints of what else you do, right? You take that tactical level, and that's like your key, and that opens the door to a bigger realm of product offerings. And this is how you really need to see speaking. Until you're at a point where you're a politician or like a movement leader, your speeches need to lead back to a product offering. So you go into this thing where you say, hey, I'm great at YouTube optimization, okay? And you show them these things. At the end of the sequence, you say, now YouTube optimization is one piece of a much larger pie. I happen to teach the whole pie. In my course, ABCs with Can, and you guys can check that out whenever you want. Right? It's this subtle pitch. It lets people know it's out there without like saying, you know, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me.
So you're giving them a foundation, but not the whole house.
Sizzle, not the steak. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
But it's got to be enough content, right? You can't be so so just like butter that everyone's like, this was crap. I'm never getting out of my bed again. If you're, okay, everybody that does a speaking event, right, or every audience is polled, right? The organizers always survey their audiences. And if your scorecards came up low, then you're not going to get invited back again, right? So you've got to make sure that you have enough content in there that shows your mad skills, right? I always try to go like one step above overwhelm, right? So they're at overwhelm, and then I go one more step above that, but not 3 more steps, right? I go one more step above overwhelm, and now they're like, okay, this guy has got a wealth of knowledge. I'm maxed out today, and guess what I do there? I start doing the review and then the call to action. So I give their brain a break, and I give their wallet a chance to breathe.
And I think that's very important. As someone who's been to speeches, those are all things I never necessarily was aware of, but now that you mention it, it's almost simple. Yeah. But I think when you become a master, these things become simple to many people.
Yeah, and you learn the hard way. You learn when you go in front of a room of 400 people and you don't pitch a product, like you really screwed that up, bruh, Like you need to go in front of these people with a plan. In fact, I remember going to my second speaking gig. I went to the first one. There was a baller there. He hired me for a second one. And he said, at the end of this one, you can pitch whatever you want. He says, so make it good and don't let me down. And he wasn't even taking a percentage. He just wanted to see me thrive. I was on the plane, and I'm like, I don't know what to offer these people, And it was that day on the plane, it was that tight, window of opportunity that I created the BizTube Academy, which you can check out at biztubeacademy.com. That was
link will be in description.
The link will be in the description. That was my very first course, right? It's like, oh, I know. I can put people on a conference call. And then I can charge everybody one flat rate, right? It's scalable. And that was the very beginning of what has been a very profitable and rewarding career in teaching people how to make video that makes money.
Oh, and I didn't even know that, and I know of your course. That's amazing. So I want to do a rapid fire round. Yep. I want 5 quick suggestions on how people can be better at speaking. So go.
Prepare. Right?
There you go.
That's the big one is prepare. Prepare more, right? No matter what the other guys are doing who are speaking, you prepare more than them, right? And not only that, show pictures of you preparing. Use that as your social media post. Send that to people. Say, hey, this is me preparing because I care, right? If you prepare, it says that you care. So that's number 1. Prepare visual authority. You have to have bomb slides, okay? And Nick Nimmin, our good friend, talks a lot about visual authority. You have to have bomb slides. I would even recommend hiring somebody on Upwork or Fiverr to get custom slides for you. You got to have that visual authority. Number 3, you have to look the part, okay? So make sure that your clothes they're what you want to wear. I'm not going to say wear a suit. I'm not going to say wear a shirt like me. I'm going to say whatever your brand is. That's what you need to wear. And remember this. Get into the habit of wearing like a superhero costume. Like whatever you wore on stage once, if people liked it, wear that again, right? Don't put another image into their mind, right? That can throw things off for you. So that's what, 3?
Yeah.
I would say number 4 is you have to be a presentainer. As you're presenting the information, it has to be entertaining. Write a joke, build in a joke. And I call these things, I say you don't have to be funny, but be funny-ish, right? Show people that you're trying to show humor, that you're trying to lighten it up for them. Even if the joke is bad, people appreciate it and they'll chuckle because they want to have fun too. The last thing is be structured and be timely, okay? So have a structure that you're following and then follow that structure. You have to tell yourself no when you're on stage and you're like, oh, they just got a laugh. Let me go tell this other joke now. Or, oh, that reminds me of a story. I'm going to go off on that tangent. You have to say no. I'll build that in next time. This needs to be done at the hour and I want to do Q&A. So you've got to have a structure that's outlined. So when someone says, hey, I need you to do a 45-minute talk, you've got a 45-minute talk, or you can quickly alter your 60-minute talk to become 45 minutes. I think if you follow those 5 steps, you'll soar past these other creators on YouTube.
Owen, that's fantastic. You talked about wanting them to have a little more, not give everything. Owen, I think you've done that today, and I think we're going to cut it off here. Owen, where can people find you if they are unaware?
Check out all my links at owenvideo.net. You'll go to a page that'll show you my podcast, my Instagram, a little bit about my course, like everything's there. If you want to check me out in general in terms of the business, go to thevideospot.com. You can get links to the business side of what we do, and I'd love for you to follow me on social and YouTube and learn more about what you're doing and how I can help.
Owen, thank you so much for your time. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more Owen, let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what is one thing you learned in this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and we hope you have a great day.
Booyah!